Hello, today in this video we are going to be learning how we can make C and C++ programs. So let's start the video. First you will need is a compiler. So just open your web browser and then search for MinGW. MinGW download. MinGW is the compiler that we are going to be using to make our C and C++ programs. So here just click on this MinGW W64 GCC for Windows and then go to the Downloads tab right here. So after you have done that, here if you are on Windows, select this MinGW W64 bits. And if you are on a Linux distribution, select the Linux distribution that you are currently running. I am running Windows, so I will click on MinGW W64 bits. And then here just click on this installation source forge. Now I have already downloaded the installer, so I will open that up right here and then open it, and then here just click on next, and then after that you should see the settings for the compiler right here. So first you have to select the version and then the architecture. If you are on a 32-bit CPU, select this i6-86. If you are on a 64-bit computer, select this x86 64-bit. Don't change these three things right here. This would depend on what architecture you select. If I select the 64-bit, you should see these settings. If I select this i6-86, you should see different settings. So I will select here x86 64 because I am running a 64-bit CPU, and then click on next, and then here select wherever you want to save the compiler to, and then click on next, and then it should start downloading. So I've already done that, so I will cancel the installation. And then after you have downloaded MinGW, you need a IDE. So just search Google for VS Code. VS Code is the IDE that we are going to be using. So just click on this Visual Studio Code, and then here click on this download button. If you want more options, click on this other platforms and insiders edition, and then click on this other downloads. So here I recommend you to select this system installer. If you are on an ARM-based device, select this ARM. If you are on a 32-bit computer, select 32-bit. If you are on a 64-bit, select 64-bit. So I have already downloaded the setup of Visual Studio Code again. So I will open that up right here. And then here just click on I accept the agreement, and then click on next, and then check all of these boxes, and then click on next, and then click on the install button. This should start downloading Visual Studio Code. I have already downloaded Visual Studio Code, so I don't have to do that again. And then after you have downloaded everything, go wherever you have saved your MinGW compiler. So it would be in my program files folder, MinGW W64, and then the architecture, and then you should see MinGW. And then here, go to this bin folder and then copy the path as shown here. And then after you have done that, go to the search bar and then search for env, and then open this, edit the system environment variables. Here click on environment variables, and then here in this path variable, click on edit, and then here click on new, and then paste the path like this. So I've already done that, so I don't have to do that again. And then click on OK, and then OK, and then again OK. So if you want to see that you have done everything right, open up command prompt command prompt. So I will do that. Here write GCC. Now and then press enter. Now if you see this GCC fatal error, you have done everything right. If you see this error, GCC is not recognized as an internal or external command, do the whole setup again. So after you have done that, close command prompt and then start Visual Studio. And then here after it is started, you have to make your program. First, open a folder wherever you want to save all of your files. Go to File right here and then click on Open Folder. Or else you can just open the folder from here. This should say a big button called Open Folder. Now, after that, I want to tell you something about the theme. So, as you can see, the default theme in Visual Studio Code would be dark plus default dark. So, in order to change the theme, go to this Manage button and then click on File Color Theme. And then here, don't select this dark Visual Studio, light Visual Studio. These are not recommended for users. If you want the light theme, select this light plus default light like this. If you want the dark theme, select this dark plus default dark. So right here I will just select the dark plus default dark. And then after that, now if you want to make a new file or folder, click on this button for new file. For folder, click on this new folder. So I have already made two files, a test.c++ file and a test.c file. So I want to tell you something about MinGW programming. Whenever you make your main function, make sure that it is int main or else it won't work. It goes with the C++ and then also the C. Now and the second thing is, whenever you are making a C++ program, always include this line with the include statements using namespace std and then a semicolon. If you don't include this line, we would get an error. Right here, if you want to see that you are getting an error or not, it should highlight it, or else if you run your program, it should say that you would get an error. So it is highlighted right here. It says identifier cout is undefined. So if you don't want to include this line every time you use a C++ function, make sure to write here std and then 2 colons. This way you don't have to do that every time. You don't have to write here the using namespace std. Same goes with the console input or console output. So I recommend you to write this line using namespace std. You don't have to write this std and then 2 colons. And then after that, now we need to install some extensions. So go here to the extension tab. The first extension that we need is the C/C++ extension. So just search for C, and then here you should see this C/C++ extension. So just install that, and then after you have done that, you have to search here for code runner. Here you should see this code runner. Now install that, and then after that click on this manage button and then click on extension settings. Now here you have to change some things. Now the first thing you have to change is go to the bottom right here. This should say here run in terminal. Check this box or else your program won't run. And the second thing is save file before run. Now here there are two options. Save all files before you run and then save file before you run. The save all files before run saves all of your files before you run your program, and save file before run save the current file that you are running before the run starts. And after you have done that, you can run the program. So first I will run this test.c. So just click on this run code button, or else you can press Ctrl Alt and N. Now here this should start running your program. So if you get an error, GCC is not recognized as an internal or external command, restart Visual Studio Code. And still, if you get the same error again, restart your computer. So I won't get the error because I have done that before. So that's why I get the output. So as you can see, it is not in the clean way. We are getting the previous things right here, like Windows, PowerShell, and then the copyright. So I will tell you how to fix that. So now here, if you want to close this terminal window, don't click on close panel, click on kill terminal. Now the second thing we have to, if we run this test.cpp, we would get the same output. It is not in the clean way, right? Like this. Now how can we fix that? Now we have to make a header file. So just click on this new file button, and now you can name it anything you want. So I will name it CLS, and then it should end with a .h file extension. So I will give that a .h file extension. Now here, write this code. First, include the standard library, which is stdlib.h, like this. And then after that, you have to make a function. So I will make a void function, and you can call it anything you want. I will call it CLR STR. And then after that, in the curly braces, you have to write the code. So the only line of code that you have to write here is system CLS, like this. So after you have done that, go back to your C or C++ program and then include this header file with double colon, like this, cls.h. And then at the beginning of your program, type CLRSCR. And then after that, you can do the same thing with the C++ one. So I will include the header file cls.h. And then I can use the CLR function. Now here, if first I will save the cls.h, and now here if I run this test.c right here, you should see we are getting the clean way, getting it in the clean way. So I will click on kill terminal as I have told you, and then if we run the test.cpp, we would get the output the clean way again, right here. So this is how you can make C and C++ program. I hope you have learned something new today. So bye bye.